Facebook. So hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show in just a little bit. I have with me I have a newbie. And when they're nervous, I get nervous. Oh my God. I have with me Darlene Waterman, and she is the owner of One Stop Finance. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thanks for having me, Carol. I am actually born and raised in Washington State. I am the oldest of 11. We all start with a little D, so it's very unique. I moved to Arizona in 2012, and I love it here.
I bet, compared to where you were from.
Yeah, that is true.
Now, your business, let's talk a little bit about what it is and what you do.
One Stop, we specialize in accounting and bookkeeping for small businesses, credit repair and consulting, taxes, notary, and then, of course, business loan brokering.
But, of course, One Stop Finance, that's what it's called, and sort of everything kind of under one roof. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, when you work with people, are you valley-wide?
We are valley-wide. We are fully licensed, bonded, insured, registered with the Better Business Bureau with an A rating.
And also, when you say that you're valley-wide, do you go to them? Do they come to you? How does it work?
It's all up to them. I have a new client that I'm meeting this afternoon, and we're meeting at a Starbucks. It's whatever people feel comfortable with, meeting in person, Zoom, Starbucks.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I make the customer feel comfortable.
Isn't it nice that we've gotten to that point with what happened? You know, right? We had this bad thing happen to the world, but it opened something up in a way that business never thought that they would do before, and now you can do it almost any way, right? Which is awesome. Yeah. Now, how did you get started in this?
I have a degree in accounting, and I've also been doing taxes since 2001. It's always been like a passion for me. Over the years, I've worked with other tax companies, and the one thing I think that got to me is just the fees that were charged that were honestly insane, and it blew me away. And I finally, after several years with a company, I took that jump and did the steps that I needed to do to be an e-file with the IRS, which is a stringent background check, and I went for it.
Well, you know what, here's the thing. A lot of people don't always need to have the CPA big time,
right.
You know, right. And a lot of people started businesses out there, and this is a way that you can do it on a more affordable, right? And yet, same kind of service.
Same exact service. What a lot of those bigger companies are charging $300-$500 to. I could say what their $300 is my $150.
That number to call her is 480-420-4268. Your website is onestopfinancialllc.com. Rated with the Better Business Bureau. She's licensed, bonded, and insured, and valley-wide too. Free consultations.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to mess you up because I have to. Okay.
You got it. Okay.
So you do something that also you had mentioned fast, and so I'm just going to bring it up because we're going to do it as a giveaway real quickly.
You got it.
And that is that you talk a little bit about people's finances and their credit repair.
Correct.
So you help people with credit repair.
Correct.
Okay? That means, well, how do you do that?
We basically, one thing is I get in front of them and we evaluate what their credit looks like. We all have had our shares of ups and downs where we've lost a job, we've gone through divorces, and it messes up your credit score. But there's also a way that we want to make sure that Experience, Equifax, TransUnion are held accountable for the information they have out there. And I can give an example. A couple of years ago, mine said I was deceased. I was literally dead to them.
Seriously?
Yes. Seriously. Wow. I was deceased or crossed, and I didn't even really learn about it until I actually went in to trade my car in because they're like, hey, come back, we'll do this. And they're like, yeah, you're dead. And I'm like, huh. Alrighty, that's nice to know.
Super good story.
So it kind of was like, all right, that's not okay. Like, it obviously stopped me from moving forward. Your credit score ranges from a 300 to 850, and really, it's what tells a creditor whether you're going to pay back a debt.
Right.
To it all. So,
and if you're dead, you're
not doing that. Even though, and even the funny thing is even the car finance that had my current loan could no longer touch me because I said I would.
So, but here's what you learned. You learned how to, number one, take care of that for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how you got into this too, is that
Yeah.
by adding some of these things to what you already do. So we're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get entered into win a free credit analysis. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone's going to get entered in to win one. And guess what? I'm going to let you call throughout the rest of the show so that you guys can call in and do that. Check her out on her website. It's One Stop Finance. It's LLC. So One Stop Finance LLC.com. The number to call her is 480-420-4268. She's licensed, bonded, and insured. She's valley-wide. She's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. She does free consultations and a plethora of things under the roof of finance. 480-420-4268, or call in here. Get yourself a financial credit. A credit analysis is what it is. And a lot of people listen up, but so many people, there are a lot of mistakes on those things, and you can find, and it'll raise your credit score, and you can do that pretty fast. So call in here, get entered into win. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free is 1-866-536-1100. Okay, let's talk about that, okay? You say that there's a difference between traditional credit repair and then appliance-based. What's the difference?
I think if you hear a lot, they use the word dispute, and we don't dispute. We go in and we hold the credit accurate. So one of the first steps that we do is we make sure everything from your name is spelled correctly, your address is correct, your birthday is correct.
You're beating, your heart is beating.
We want to make sure everything that's out there. I've seen some pretty bizarre things, names that you're like, where did this come from? Well, that's not me. I've seen, even if you're not married, you have a boyfriend, all of a sudden their name is popping up on your credit report, and it's like,
I've seen that happen.
That's a boyfriend. That's not my husband. That's just a boyfriend, and I have no accounts related to him. So, we go in and we clean. And when we start looking at the accuracy of how things were reporting, are they reporting the correct date, the correct payments missed? Are we reporting the exact correct information? And we hold them accountable to that. And if they can't prove the validation, then some of that starts coming off. Now, what people get their mind wrapped up in is you and I could have the same report, same information. And sometimes it becomes a luck of the draw. All of your stuff can come off just like that. And my stuff comes back and they're fighting me a little bit harder. So then we just up the letters and we go at them again. When I send out my letters, they're anywhere from 4 pages to 10 pages with the credit laws and the Metro compliance and holding them to a standard that they have to.
How many people should just take a look at their credit, report and say, and just take a look at it? Do you do second opinions for people? Do you do those kinds of things where you look at them to make sure everything is just okay?
Right. So I really want to sit down and evaluate and look at. The other thing is, and I don't get, is I can get your credit fixed, but are you educated to not make sure you go backwards?
Right.
And I always want to make sure that my phone is there if a client starts going backwards. They're like, hey, my other half lost a job. We're going to start going backwards. What do we need to do? We just got it cleaned up. We're not trying to go backwards. And that's what I don't want my customers.
So you're there to educate them as well and to make sure, God forbid, anything else. That's a good point. Because a lot of people, they start to turn around their lives and things get better. But what I hear you saying is you might be with somebody that something happened to them, but it also reflects on you, and you will make sure that they stay on track as well.
I will do what I can, give them the education that they need to keep going forward to not have that negative stuff come.
I love the idea of a compliance-based, what do you call credit analysis. I've never heard of that, put it that way before. It's one thing to just go ahead and get it to be what they use a disillusion. What did you call it?
Dispute.
Disputed. But it's another thing to do it where it's compliance based. That's different. Now, we're going to have you call throughout the rest of the show to get entered into win. This number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone gets entered into win. Check her out. It's onestopfinancellc.com. She's licensed, bonded, and insured valley-wide, and A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau.